From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is set to meet with provincial and territorial leaders this afternoon.
The premiers will virtually discuss a plan to tackle the threat of 25% tariffs on Canadian imports by incoming U.S. President Donald Trump. The meeting is the first time Trudeau will address the premiers following his dinner with Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate. It also comes a day after Trump made a social media post referring to Trudeau as the governor of the great state of Canada, a nod to his ribbing that Canada should join the U.S. as its 51st state. It also comes as the countdown begins for an extended winter break for the House of Commons starting next week. Naira Ahmed, The Canadian Press.
The strike at Canada Post is continuing, with both sides still far apart on any resolution. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers says it's trying to bridge the gap, offering up a list of proposals it says should bring the two parties closer together. But officials with Canada Post are still balking at the proposed wage increases, even though the union says they are lower than previously demanded. The strike by more than 55,000 workers is approaching the 4-week mark, with no end in sight. Economists are widely expecting that the Bank of Canada will make a 0.5 percentage point interest rate cut today. The central bank lowered its benchmark interest rate by 0.5 percentage point in October in response to inflation returning to its 2% target. Governor Tiff Macklem wouldn't say at the time whether the central bank would follow up with another jumbo cut in December, and instead said the decision would be data dependent. City Council in Fredericton, New Brunswick says a new committee meant to address growing concerns over public safety has been given the go-ahead. The Mayor's Community Safety Task Force will be made up of 18 members, including representatives from all 3 levels of government, residents, and members of the business community. Mayor Kate Rogers and Police Chief Gary Ford will lead the group, which will focus on justice, policing, mental health, addictions, and living rough. Long-term care homes in Ontario could soon have nurse practitioners overseeing residents' medical care instead of physicians. The Registered Nurses Association of Ontario says that move will improve collaboration among health professionals in long-term care homes. However, the Ontario Medical Association says that is actually work that's best done by doctors. Long-term care minister Natalia Kusendova-Bashta says the role is largely administrative and believes nurse practitioners can perform it.
And at the same time, we are giving physicians more time to focus on the care needs of our residents.
The new bill, introduced by the minister, would also require homes to have a dementia care program and create new offenses for the abuse and neglect of residents. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Austin Matthews scored with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in overtime, giving the Toronto Maple Leafs a 2-1 come-from-behind victory over the New Jersey Devils. Elsewhere, Dylan Holloway scored 1 minute and 40 seconds into OT as the St. Louis Blues held on for a 4-3 victory over the Vancouver Canucks. Leon Draisaitl had a goal and an assist as the Edmonton Oilers won their 3rd game in a row, hanging on to get past the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1. The Calgary Flames posted a 4-3 come-from-behind victory over the skidding Nashville Predators. And Mark Scheifele scored 2 goals while adding an assist to lead the Winnipeg Jets to a convincing 8-1 victory over the Boston Bruins. And some off-season action for the Toronto Blue Jays, who have acquired all-star second baseman Andres Jimenez and right-handed pitcher Nick Sandlin in a Tuesday deal with the Cleveland Guardians. The Jays are sending infielder Spencer Horitz and outfielder Nick Mitchell to Cleveland. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.